So from our standpoint, the inner critic is that voice in your head that is constantly pointing out every single error you have made, are making, or could make. So much so that you don't take time to recognize when you are doing something well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get to a point where if you do something well, you're even talking yourself out of that. Like, oh, that was luck. That's not really how my life goes. And so you start to create this whole cycle of, I am this instead of this positive thing. And it makes it very hard to receive compliments as well. And so you start shutting out the moment somebody says, oh, you did this very well, or, oh, you look very nice. It's like, oh, no, thank you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
no, I didn't. It was the circumstance, or it was this, or it was this. You start to shut everything else out instead of taking it in and allowing yourself to recognize that, yes, you have done good things. And so the inner critic is that running dialogue in your head that is constantly pulling you down and pulling you under and pointing out, even if it isn't a mistake, it's going to look like a mistake to you.
Right. It's a great point. I mean, and it oftentimes really stems from those judgments. I mean, I know as a kid, it's not natural to judge ourselves. It seems to be taught,
Yeah.
you know, especially when we start to hear no all the time. Well, okay. No wonder that we start to bring that negativity into our thought process. If we're constantly hearing no, or don't do that, or be quiet, or, you know, all these things, we're just being told just how to even function.
Right.
And usually it's not a lot of like hey, you behaved very well. And, you know, to some degree, those are, it's like that level is expected. And so it's not really acknowledged. And then it's all about the no and negativity. That's what's being pointed out. So it's no wonder that we start to integrate this inner critic, because we're being criticized by everything and everyone around us. And so, and then, you know,
it feels
that way. Yes. That's a good clarification. And so for us to be able to see that, kind of feel that integrated, especially as a child when we're just sponges, right? It's only natural to then begin to integrate that into, you know, because it's like, hey, we want to be our own person, right? We want to, that's just a natural thing as well. But we don't realize the extent at which it's actually interrupting our ability to actually fully be ourselves.